Hi, and welcome to our sixth webinar of 2023. Today, I'll be sharing a guide to Google Business Profiles for dentists. Google Business Profiles is essential for every dentist that wants to attract more patients and raise their SEO, search engine optimization rankings. So we'll be digging deep into this important topic for you. My name is Cantle, and I'm the founder and chief strategist at Dental Marketing Heroes. We're a dental marketing agency whose mission is to help dentists thrive while freeing you from the burden of having to manage your own marketing. And today I'll be sharing information that has the potential to radically impact your practice and increase your new patient numbers. And here's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to look at what is Google Business Profiles and is it relevant to you? Why Google Business Profiles is so powerful? What can optimizing Google Business Profiles do for your practice? Common GBP or Google Business Profiles mistakes and how to avoid them. The 16 Google Business Profile optimization tips that you must do to get great results. And the 5 Google Business Profiles monthly tasks to perform to avoid slippage and to see improved results. And finally, the Google Business Profiles key metrics to track and how to track those. It's a lot of information that we're going to cover, but I believe it's the things you need to know in order to be truly successful in this important area of local marketing. And if you've attended any of our webinars before, I like to offer a free resource at every webinar. And this month, if you stay until the end of the webinar, I'll be providing a code for you to get a copy of our free ebook, Mastering Google Business Profiles for your local business. Now, before we jump into today's topic, you may be asking, who am I? Who is Cantle, and what makes me a credible source of information on this topic? My superpower is marketing strategy and implementation. I bring over 20 years of experience helping businesses like yours market yourself. I've co-authored an Amazon best-selling SEO book called Content Marketing for Local Search, creating content that Google loves and prospects devour. I'm also a weekly podcaster on the Marketing Guides for Small Business podcast. I keep up to date with the latest trends and certifications, but most importantly to you as a practice owner is I have consistently delivered very high return on investment on clients' marketing dollars. So I hope that puts your mind at ease that the information I'm sharing today is grounded in a lot of experience and best practices. So now let's jump in by asking a question that most practice owners are probably asking if you don't have experience with Google Business Profiles. What is it? Even if you've marketed your practice for years, you may not realize that Google Business Profiles, formerly Google My Business, is one of the most powerful tools available to you from an SEO, a local SEO standpoint. And throughout this webinar, you may hear me reference it as GBP for short. So let's start by briefly looking at what GBP is. So your Google Business Profile is your central platform for managing how your business, your practice, shows up when somebody Googles your practice, the name of your practice, your service, the name of the dentist, all of those things. It manages how you show up on Google Search, on Google Maps, and you can even do some very rudimentary advertising through it and also link to your Google Ads account. Within your Google Business Profile, there's a lot of information related to your business. You provide your standard contact information, like your location, your hours, the descriptions of your services, and your practice. You include links to your website. You can even include appointment links so someone can book an appointment straight from your Google Business Profile. You choose categories of services you offer, products you offer with descriptions, and there's much, much more that you can do within Google Business Profiles. Think of it as your local ranking powerhouse. So why Google Business Profiles is so powerful? Let's look at that. There's 3 main reasons that GBP is so powerful and why it shouldn't be ignored. The primary reason is that Google loves Google. It's no surprise that Google puts a higher priority on businesses that do what they want you to do, what Google wants you to do. It just makes sense. A healthy way to think of it is that you want to play on Google's court and win. So you have to play by Google's rules or you will lose. And Google wants every business to be listed in great detail within their Google Business Profile business directory. When you optimize your Google Business Profile, it helps send important signals to Google that can help your practice get more visibility and clicks than your competition. Number two, it connects your profile with where people are searching for your services most often. It should be no surprise to you, but Google, the search engine, gets 92% of all searches on the internet. People will Google your business or search for services most often on Google itself. So it pays to be there and it pays to be prominent. Google Maps, people are looking for dentists close to them or close to their work or close to a loved one. And they search on maps to get this information. And again, that map information is fed by your Google Business Profile. And number three, it's the tool you use for managing and responding to Google reviews and messages from your practice for your practice. Google reviews are absolutely vital because they are a powerful ranking factor for local businesses. So the more good reviews you get more often, the more power there is. Reviews are also an incredibly powerful type of social proof that shows that you keep your promises to your patients. And reviews show up throughout Google properties. You may have seen them. Star ratings show up in ads, star ratings show up in organic search results, and of course, they show up in map listings. And Google also allows people to now directly message your business through Google Business Profiles. So those are some very powerful reasons that you need to have your Google Business Profile set up. Your Google Business Profile is what feeds the back end of Google local results. So when you do a local search, you'll see results like the Google Maps show the closest or most relevant 3 businesses in the map. Then it lists the top 3 results with highlights in the 3-pack. Sometimes an ad is shown in these results as well, which makes it a 4-pack. And suppose we search for a particular business by name. Google will normally show you something like this, the box on the right-hand side. The callout box on the right is called a knowledge graph. Google is, again, pulling the data from your Google Business Profile and making it easy for the searcher to find you. For your local business to have any opportunity at being served up to the searcher in your area, looking to have their problem solved by a practice like yours, you must have your Google Business Profile listing claimed and filled out properly. The benefit of stronger SEO is worth the time and the effort. What a lot of practices don't realize is that Google Business Profiles can actually provide business intelligence that you may not find anywhere else. For instance, you can learn what areas people are asking for directions from. You can also learn what days and times are the busiest for phone calls. This can equip and inform your front desk for scheduling. The point I'm trying to make here is that GBP has data that, when used in creative ways, can help you in the management and marketing of your dental practice. Before we go further, I want to share what optimizing your Google Business Profile can do for your practice, because I believe that this is the reason you'll invest more time, energy, or money into optimizing your profile and keeping it optimized. So let's answer the question of what can it do for me? Optimizing your Google Business Profile can, number one, it can increase your practice's visibility on the most used search engine, as we mentioned earlier. So you'll show up when qualified patients are looking for a dentist or a particular service in their area. Number two, it can increase visibility on Google Maps. Google Maps is a really important place to be because searchers will often use maps to learn more about the dentists in their area and eventually use it to get to your practice. Number three, it can increase phone calls from prospective patients. Number four, it can increase form fills from prospective patients for those that prefer that method of communication. And number five, it can increase visitors to your website. It's a very important off-page search engine optimization element in your overall SEO strategy. In short, it's a local SEO ranking powerhouse, so don't ignore it. I'd be remiss if I didn't share what GBP can't do for you. It's just one part of your overall marketing plan. It is not a silver bullet. It's just one part of your SEO equation. It's not a silver bullet. But having said that, it's a vital component in successfully marketing your practice. Before anything else, you need to make sure that you claim and verify your profile. Now, most practices will have already done this by now, but for the few that haven't, this is really important. And there is a verification process that is much quicker today than it used to be. They used to mail out a verification card to you, and now usually this is done over the phone. You will have to go through that verification process, and sometimes it can take several days for it to actually click. So you want to make sure you do that right away. The reason Google does this claiming and verification process is they want to ensure that the information in their directory is real and that people aren't gaming the system, as that would reduce trust in the Google results. Okay, we've talked about what Google Business Profiles is, why it's so powerful, and why you should spend energy optimizing it, and that you need to claim your profile if you haven't already. Now let's look at what optimizations you should actually do as a dental practice to get great results and ultimately outrank your competition. There's lots you can do within your profile to optimize it. So let's look at the top optimizations. Number one, you need to complete everything in Google Business Profiles and ensure your NAP, your name, address, and phone number, is consistent. I know this sounds really obvious, but I can't tell you the number of times we've been hired to perform a Google Business Profile audit, and we find that businesses have left important elements blank or have outdated information. The second part of this is to be consistent. Your name, address, and phone number, which should be the same everywhere, needs to be the same everywhere, and your Google Business Profile should be the gold standard for that. You should make it consistent from your Google Business Profile out to all of the other platforms, including your website, directories, all of that kind of stuff. And when I talk about consistency, I mean exactly the same, down to the punctuation and short forms for roads, streets, etc. Within your website, Google Business Profiles, and any other online directories, and even on your social profiles, it needs to be exactly the same. Now, you should also be aware that Google has made a significant change in how we manage and update our Google Business Profile. No longer do you need to go to the Google Business website to manage it. Instead, you simply Google the name of your clinic and you'll see the management block appear. This main area highlighted will be where you can manage and make optimizations. These icons are where you can optimize all areas of your GBP, including general information, hours, location, categories, links, phone number, products and services, questions and answers, uploading photos, responding to reviews and messages, and post updates and offers. And an often overlooked area is this little section that's highlighted right now. There's a very simple profile strength indicator in that top right section. And this is more or less just some very rudimentary feedback that areas in your profile are either completed or not. And you'll see this start as an empty circle and it will ultimately close and you will have a profile strength that looks good. What shouldn't be ignored also are the three dots next to that profile strength. The three dots next to it are really important for managing who has access to your Google Business Profile, what notifications you will receive from GDP, and some other more advanced functionality that people often can't find easily. And that is where to look for them. Number two, you need to carefully select your primary category. Your primary business category is one of the most important things to get right in Google Business Profile. It's a foundational element. If you get this wrong, it has the potential to sabotage all of your efforts. But if you get it right, it will help you compete with other dentists in your area. For most dentists, dentist is the primary category you'll choose. If you primarily work with children, choose pediatric dentist. If you're an orthodontist, the primary category will be orthodontist. The reason for this is that most people search using the term, and more even more than dental clinic. It seems pretty straightforward, but not everyone gets this right. Next, you need to select, applicable secondary categories. As well as your primary category, you can also select secondary categories. These are especially important and quite often overlooked, especially if you have a wide variety of services. At the time of this webinar, you could select up to a total of 10 categories, and there just so happens to be 10 dental related categories. Add as many of them that are relevant to your practice to help you show up in searches related to those categories. And as you can see there, there's dentist, dental clinic, cosmetic dentist, pediatric dentist, dental implants, periodontist, emergency dental search service, teeth whitening service, denture care center, dental hygienist, and orthodontist. So choose the ones that apply to your practice. Number 4, add the surrounding towns and cities you serve under the service areas. You will always have the strongest local search engine optimization ranking power at your business's primary location. And as someone moves away from your office, it will diminish. But you can also set up areas you serve so that you potentially show up in those searches as well. This helps you show up in surrounding areas that your practice serves and draws patients from. Completing this and also creating location pages on your website, which we spoke about in our SEO webinar, will help you show up better in those surrounding areas. Number 5, include a link to your website. Google offers you an area to have a link to your website, and you can add a UTM code, such as the one on the screen. And this helps your Google Analytics understand that those visitors are actually coming from Google Business Profiles. Ensure that you use the HTTPS version of your website URL, assuming, of course, that you have one. If you don't, you absolutely need to get one because that's a ranking factor. The UTM code will allow you to see in analytics that this visitor came from Google Business Profiles and slice and dice data in different ways. When you put your secure website link in your GBP, you're creating a powerful connection between Google Business Profiles and the only online property you own, your website. This is really vital from an SEO standpoint. Number 6, include an appointment link. Most dentists have the ability to book appointments on their website to some degree. It might just be a form that people fill, or it might be a direct connection to your practice management software. But you can include a link to this in your Google Business Profile. And this can be super helpful because it will be highlighted in your profile when people see it. People can actually click on book an appointment. Google can send people directly to your appointment page on your website if that's what they're looking for. This reduces barriers for the prospect to make an appointment, which should always be your goal. Number 7, list all your services and include detailed descriptions. And you can also include a price range. Google's done some changes related to price. So at the time of this recording, or the time you hear this recording, it may be different, but look for it. Look for again, the more you fill in, the better it is for you. Within your GBP info section, you can add services. These are very important and will help your practice show up for those services when people are searching for them in your area. It's always beneficial to complete all of the form fields Google provides, but not everyone wants to say the exact price. So under the price section, you can choose a price range and say what price it starts from. Your goal here is to show up for their search and have the person click or call to get more information. Now, if you're a practice that sells products like teeth whitening kits or electric toothbrushes or maybe something else, you can build them out under the products section of Google Business Profiles. For products, you can include a photo, a description of the product, a price range, and a link to your website for that particular product information. Again, links to your website help your SEO results significantly. And this is one of the few areas where you can have direct links to specific products from Google Business Profiles to your website. Number 9, you should upload photos and keep uploading photos regularly. You'd be surprised at how many searches people do for photos and how important these are for your GBP to show up. Your photos can show up in all sorts of places, but the most powerful reason to use them is that prospects want to see them before choosing you. So add them. Encourage patients to share photos with their reviews or to add a photo themselves to the profile. And as a clinic, you need to be showing pictures of your staff, of the interior of your clinic, your treatment rooms, your dentist. Create authenticity by using photos. Number 10, generate lots of reviews and keep asking patients for reviews every single day. Reviews are one of the most powerful aspects of Google Business Profile, and it's a significant ranking factor. The most recent stats I've seen show that over 90% of people value reviews as much as they do a personal referral. Let me say that again. Over 90% of people value a review as much as they do a personal referral. Yet only 6% of consumers leave a review unsolicited. So you have to ask and ask some more and keep asking for reviews and make it easy for them by providing links in emails, in text that you send out to them with QR codes at your clinic. Make it as easy and friction-free as possible for them to leave a review for you. Number 11, respond to reviews. Make sure you respond to reviews, but make sure you respond professionally. People looking at reviews value responses from the business, and Google values that you're taking the time to respond to them as well. But be sure to respond professionally, whether it's a positive or negative review. And if it's negative, your goal should be to show empathy, to show that you're willing to resolve the issue and move the conversation offline. Call us as soon as possible to resolve this. We're sorry you've had this experience. Let us make it right for you. This shows visitors that you're fair, that you value your patients, and that if something is wrong, you'll make it right. Number 12, post some more and post even more. Post updates, events, offers, what's new on Google Business Profiles. Google wants to share timely and valuable information with people about your practice or the industry as a whole. So when you post things on Google Business Profile, you're fueling the Google engine, which of course Google loves. It's also a conduit for you to share information about your events, your updates, offers you may be presenting to people, and what's new about your practice. Think of it almost like a social media platform on steroids. Number 13, check into your Google Business Profile monthly. You may not be aware of it, but Google makes changes to your profile, and visitors can even make changes to your profile or make recommendations. Yes, that's right. Google and users can essentially make edits to your profile. And there's a time limit for when those actually get pushed live. So you need to be checking in regularly to see if there are any updates Google is going to perform to your profile. And you can override those with the information you want. We've seen all sorts of recommendations made from people. Maybe it's business hours changes, phone numbers, recommendations changes, location changes, all sorts of things. And especially we see Google automatically removing or changing or altering services and products in businesses' Google Business Profile. So it's really important that you check in regularly and authorize the right information on the profile. Number 14, you should link to Google Business Profiles from your website. Again, you can create lots of great signals between Google Business Profiles and your website and other properties. We shared earlier the value of linking to your website from GBP, and this tip is about linking from the other direction. When you link to GBP from your website, you close the loop and provide an important linkage to Google. And this is really important from an SEO standpoint. You can even share a map that sends people directly to Google Business Profiles maps. and that's a very powerful indicator as well. Number 15, you can link Google Business Profiles to your ads account. Did you know that when you link your GBP to your ads, you have more options for extensions and reporting? So make sure that you interlink your Google properties to your Google Ads account. And you should also link your GBP to your Google Analytics account, which will provide you with greater analytics and insights that help you make informed business decisions. And number 16, turn on messaging, but only turn it on if you and your team can respond within 5 minutes or less. Messaging is very powerful. Think about text messaging and how quickly you respond to it. It allows people to interact with you directly, and so does Google Business Profile messaging. This allows a prospective patient to message your clinic directly. If someone wants to communicate in this form, then you owe it to yourself to be available to them, or they may go somewhere else. Google wants this. They want responsive businesses and they want to send traffic to them. So it earns you brownie points. But to make this work, you have to ensure your team is equipped and trained to respond right away. And we usually see this as an initial point of contact that then gets moved to a phone call as quickly as possible. Let's now look at the monthly tasks that either yourself, your agency, or someone in your clinic should be performing every single month to keep your GBP optimized and working hard for your practice. The first thing you should do every month is what I mentioned earlier, and that's to check for updates and recommendations by Google or visitors. We spoke about this a little bit before, but these updates are either provided by users or Google, and they've found competing information. Google's constantly crawling the internet, and if it thinks it finds more relevant information than you've provided, it tries to change it. And that's why directories, your information on your website are really important, because Google will override information if it thinks it has it wrong in its Google Business Profile. Please note that if you're not regularly checking these updates from Google, that it will simply replace the information after a certain amount of time, and that's bad for you. For the clients we manage, I find that only about 5% of the updates are correct. So if we weren't keeping on top of it for our clients, their information would have been replaced with incorrect information, which is absolutely bad for you and bad for your visitors. Number 2, we talked about it earlier. You need to post. You need to post any information that's relevant to searchers related to events, updates, photos, links to your blog posts that you've just posted on your website, offers that you're offering at a certain period of time. Be aware that your posts only stay live for about 7 days. So it's important to keep posting and keeping them fresh. Agencies like ours schedule posts to go out on a regular basis so that there is always active posts on your business profile. Be active every month and it will pay dividends. As mentioned earlier, reviews are super powerful and super important, and Google values recent reviews. It doesn't like to see big gaps. So be sure to keep asking for reviews and be sure to respond to them as they come in. Always be monitoring messages as they come through. People like messaging. We talked about this earlier. We see it with texting, with Facebook Messenger, and we see it with Google Business Profile messaging. But the key is that you have to have someone monitoring it and responding immediately to the messages. There's now systems out there that allow you to monitor multiple message platforms in an omni-channel environment, like one inbox, basically, so that your team can manage this more effectively. Answer questions and seed questions. Be aware that customers can ask questions through your Google Business Profile, and it's beneficial to have questions and answers showing up there. If questions are being asked, be sure to answer them. You can also seed the questions with FAQs, frequently asked questions, that prospective patients often ask you in your clinic. This will help you show up when those questions are searched for in Google, because you can be sure that if people are asking them to you face to face, they are also searching for them online. It's great to talk about how powerful Google Business Profiles is, but the real test for your practice is to benchmark your data today and monitor the effect of your activities over time. Google Business Profiles has insights built into it, some of which are very interesting, but please be aware that they are very limited and the data is only temporarily available. Most of what I'll share, excuse me, will have to be measured outside of Google Business Profiles. But to start, let's cover some of the reports in GBP in the Insights section. So within Google Business Profiles, you can see things like calls from your GBP profile, messages, bookings, directions that people are looking for your clinic geographically, website clicks, all within your Google Business Profile. It's okay, but it's very limited. You can also see what days and times were the busiest for phone calls, which is really helpful when staffing your reception desk to handle influxes of calls, especially at lunchtimes, mornings, or afternoons. But here's where your reporting can get much more powerful when you integrate Google Business Profiles with powerful reporting tools. You can find geo-specific category rankings. There are tools that allow you to report on your geographic keyword ranking around your location. This is really powerful to see how you're competing month over month and year over year with practices around you for particular keywords. Remember, the higher you rank, the more qualified traffic and calls that you will receive, which results in more new patients for your clinic. Number two, attributed leads. There are tools that help you measure and report on all the sources of key actions like phone calls and form completions or website visitors. And this allows you to see every month how many calls came from SEO, from Google Business Profiles, from ads, from social media, and other channels. The reason this is so important is that it helps you know what to put more marketing investment dollars towards. Number three, competitive ranking report for key categories, reviews, etc. There are tools that allow you to monitor your practice alongside your competitors so that you can see how you're competing. This is very powerful because your practice doesn't live in an isolated bubble and you're competing for every new patient you get today. Number four, year over year reports. Sounds super simple, but many businesses don't have this at their disposal. As mentioned, Google Business Profile only retains data for a short time, and some of the most powerful reporting your clinic needs is year over year reporting because it removes seasonality from the reporting and it will show you how your month of May this year competed with the month of May last year and even prior years, for example. Many of these tools are quite complex and expensive, but if you're working with a reputable marketing agency, they should have access to these tools and share this data regularly with you. I also want to help you avoid some common Google Business Profile mistakes. So let's briefly take a look at those. Some of these we've already covered in some form as positives, and this is the opposite side of them. But as a summary, let's take a look at the most common Google Business Profile mistakes and why you should avoid them. Keyword stuffing. This is essentially trying to game the system. Keyword stuffing is when you overtly add keywords you want to rank for in your practice's name or in other areas of your Google Business Profile. This is actually against Google Business Profile policies and can get your business banned, which is bad for SEO. Locations that aren't really your business. This is number two. People do this when they want to show up in surrounding areas, not their primary area. So they use a shared office or even a home office or address. Again, it's against Google Business policy and it can get you banned. Number three, not filling in your contact information. Number four, information not consistent with your website or directories. Google Business Profiles should be the gold standard that all others follow. Number five, not capturing the best primary category and relevant secondary categories. Number six, not posting regularly. Number seven, not checking your information regularly. And number eight, an attitude of building it once and being done. Your Google Business Profile is a living profile that needs attention every week and every month. And now we're going to look at how we can help you dominate Google Business Profiles. Now that you've learned how powerful GBP is, you may be wondering where you can get help to get your GBP optimized to the max. I know it's a lot to understand, and it's even more to implement it. And for most dentists and orthodontists, You will never do this yourself or have an in-house team that will be capable of doing this. So you need to find an external partner to help you, and that's where we come in. Our Dental Marketing Heroes team is here to help you. We've become well known for our expertise in the SEO world. We're a National Excellence Award winning agency, and for the past 5 years, we've been named a top SEO agency and a top web design agency. We're an SEO for Growth certified consultant, and we're a strategy first master certified duct tape marketing consultant following a proven marketing system. As mentioned earlier, I also co-host a weekly small business podcast called Marketing Guides for Small Business that I hope you can join us and listen in on those. Those are great. And as mentioned also earlier, I co-authored an Amazon best-selling book on local SEO. So all of this is to say that my team and I can help you with your Google Business Profile efforts and specifically your SEO efforts. And we are super passionate about this. In fact, we find that when we implement our comprehensive marketing engine into practices, we consistently achieve a greater than 5 times return on investment, sometimes much beyond that. And SEO is a key part to our formula of doing that. And Google Business Profiles is a key part of our SEO formula. So if you're interested in learning more, please schedule a free marketing consultation with me. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, I wanted to provide you with a special offer. This is a free ebook about mastering Google Business Profiles for your local business. So take a screenshot of that, use your phone and take the QR code photo, jump to it, and you can grab that free of charge. And I'm sure you'll get a lot of value out of that. Also, you can see the full lineup of past and future Dental Marketing Heroes webinars at dentalmarketingheroes.com. Just navigate to the free resources section in the nav bar and then the free webinars. All past webinar recordings are available and you can get immediate access to those. And I'd like to invite you to join us for our next webinar in this series that will cover the important topic of navigating your dental practice to the top of Google Maps in 2023. This is the ultimate guide to boost your visibility, and it's a great follow-up to our Google Business Profile discussion. In this informative session, we will provide you with the ultimate guide to boost your practice's visibility on Google Maps and why your practice needs to do this to attract more patients. We'll also share insights and practical tips to help you navigate your way to the top of Google Maps. So don't miss this valuable opportunity to elevate your dental practice. And I encourage you to register for the webinar today and get it blocked off on your calendar. I'll leave this slide up for a couple more seconds. But in the meantime, thank you for joining us today. And I want to encourage you to keep calm and market on.